time for the Susan Taylor Podcast, where we discuss the yoga of mind, medicine, and healing. Author of Feeling Good Matters, Sexual Radiance, and the Vital Energy Program, Dr. Taylor imparts authentic knowledge and practical tools that inspire, educate, and empower us to be a healing force for positive change. So join us and take your life and our planet to the next level.
Hello and welcome to episode 122. Feel out of sync? Get back your flow. This week I had received many calls from friends who know that I work from home saying, I really don't know how you do it. How do you do this lockdown mode? And after receiving several inquiries as to what we should do, I decided to create this practice to serve as a routine for people that they can do every day to support their unfamiliar routines, to get back the flow. This is a time of spiritual uplifting. It's a transformative time right now, and we actually need to be doing practices if we're going to be able to ride out what's coming along as far as viruses and little disruptions here and there. So we really need to have a very good, solid foundation. People are feeling tense, anxious. They just don't know how to be at home 24/7. We've been a very privileged society. Other societies have gone through a lot of turmoil. We really haven't seen too much. And so it might be a little bit more difficult. We don't need to really feel that dread creeping in because this is a change. And with change does emerge a new awareness for the better. So we can do this and at the same time reevaluate our lives of snacking. I have people call me and say, how do I stop the snacking or texting? Social media participation. And when I talked about media in the last one, I'm not referring to saying hello to your friends. I'm referring to any of the negativity that comes through the media we want to really avoid. All the extroversion that we've had over the last decade or even more is really driving us towards more fear and violence and all those qualities that are not really displaying the evolved human mind. So this is just something that's really occurring now that will wake us all up to say, hey, wait a minute, what do we value in life and where are we going? So in today's episode, I'll introduce a practice that you can learn during the next few weeks that will hopefully build your relaxation set point as well as train your mind to be relaxed. So that when we get back into the world, or out into the world, I should say, we'll have another skill set to bring us, to bring to the workplace. And it'll probably prove to be beneficial not only for you, but for all the people that you work with. A relaxed breath creates a relaxed nervous system, which results in a clear, calm, and one-pointed mind. And a relaxed person is able to go with the flow and direct their energy and move it in a way that helps them reach a goal. So what I'm getting out here is when we have control over that flow of energy, we could navigate, the boat that's going towards it's either going towards the waterfall or we're going to set it and go downstream in a different direction. And we have that potential to do that once we start working with ourselves. And practice is the key right now. We need our yogic practices now. Yoga, pranayama, meditation, all of those practices should be really practiced now so that when we get a little ruffled up, we'll be able to handle ourselves and well as our loved ones and even possibly community involvement and global involvement for some of you that might be out there doing that. So let's begin. Sit in a steady and comfortable posture and use any props that you may need, like a pillow behind your chair, maybe even behind your head. Just make sure that you're steady and comfortable and not slouching. So sit up straight. Anything you need to support yourself, maybe a pillow under your buttocks or under your feet. Just take a moment and set yourself up in a comfortable and still seat. And bring your awareness to your breathing. And it doesn't matter at what point you're paying attention, but it doesn't matter how you're breathing. Just bring your awareness to your breathing, whether it be at your nose, at your navel center, Just be aware of your breathing. That's all you have to do here. Let your attention be focused on the breath and allow your attention to flow with the breath. The breath should not be jerky or shallow, it should not be noisy, and it shouldn't be forced. But just be aware of that. There's nothing to do except just be aware of your breathing. Because paying attention to your inhalation and exhalation is the easiest way to make your mind clear, strong, and focused. And it allows you to get in sync and to get back your flow of vitality. And we do know from all our training that concentration on inhalation and exhalation is considered to be the best of all practices. With your eyes closed, focus your mind on the lowest center along the spinal column, and that's called the Muladhara. Just go to the base of the spinal column. And inhale as though you're inhaling from the root of the spinal column to the crown of your head. And then begin your exhale from the crown of your head to the base of your spine. And let's do this 3 times together. Inhaling from the base of the spine to the top of the head, and exhaling from the top of the head to the base of the spine. Inhaling and exhaling again and again. Allow your inhalation to flow into your exhalation and your exhalation to flow into your inhalation with little to no pause. Just be aware. Be aware and feel the breath as you move up the spinal column to the crown of the head and back down to the base of the spine. And next, on your exhalation from the crown of your head, we're going to make some stops, some rest stops. Let's bring our attention to the forehead and take 3 breaths there. Inhaling and exhaling is 1 breath, and we'll do that 3 times. Just smoothing the forehead, being aware as you rest your attention there. Let's see what that feels like. There's no right and wrong. Just be aware. Now move your awareness down and stop at the hollow of your throat and take 3 breaths there. And just be aware. And as you exhale, move your awareness down to the center of your chest. And again, rest there. This is your center of emotional well-being. Just rest there for a moment and see what comes up. It's not right, it's not wrong. Just be aware of your feelings. And move your awareness down on an exhale. As you exhale, go right down to the navel center. We tend to hold a lot of tension in this area, and that's okay too. Just be aware. A helpful tip might be as you exhale, feel the tension leave, and as you inhale, imagine filling it with fresh new energy. And on your next exhalation, move down to the base of the spine. Sitting there for a moment with your attention there. Inhale and exhale again and again with little to no pause. And just feel what that feels like. Do you feel more grounded when you're here? Just be aware. Now, inhale back up to the crown of the head without stopping, and exhale down to the base of the spine for 3 more times. Inhaling up and exhaling down, and just be aware. Feel as if your whole body's breathing from your head to your toes and your toes to your head. We're collecting all our energy and putting it into the spinal column. Then on your next way up, or your way down, rest your attention at any location that you find more attractive to you. And at that space, rest there. And rest there for as long as you like. But again, wherever you're resting, pay attention to the exhalation and inhalation. Let it become smooth and rhythmic with little to no pause. Just be aware. After a few days, you'll find your breath has become very calm. And as all the masters have said, life is breath and breath is life. So when we master our breath, we master our health and we master our life. So take time each day and enjoy this practice and rest wherever you find an attraction, an affinity, whatever you find for yourself. Again, there's no right and wrong. If your mind wants to chatter and your mind wants to talk, then you can go back to one of our previous episodes where we exhale and we bring our mind back into the body, into that space we're talking about now. And then you can let yourself think when you inhale again. But that's another practice. This is for people who really want to work with getting back the flow of their own energy. And as I always say, do your research. And that brings us to the end of this episode and practice. And if you know someone who may need to know about this, please share it. We're in a community right now and we must share our knowledge, especially to help everyone else get through these difficult times. And it's our best way how we can serve humanity, by sending a link to someone that you may think would benefit. The Susan Taylor podcast does come out every week and is available on susantaylor.org, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, and other podcast platforms. And again, join me for behind-the-scenes commentary and Q&A for this episode on YouTube. I'd like to hear more about what's happening in your communities and with all of you, so keep the questions and comments coming in. And until next time, remain calm, consciously aware, living in the moment.